After the Minister of Roads and Highways directed the immediate cessation of toll collection across the country, the toll booths stand empty and discarded. These structures have now become death traps as many drivers are captured to have crashed into them and several pedestrian knockdowns recorded.
And 3 days say motor abo ma maybe wa has omo di no hospital onyam bai or hospital ni see anima no wo fie.
Yes, speed na eko nti bi wo ha to say a block is say no obi betimi atwom na accident asi enim ha ya enduan na egu enim ha ya no accident happy o honom eku ma me bi ne namba sada na Friday no mo kwa sorry na car na nya accident eku mo wo honom so in fact enye.
After identifying the risk the toll booth structures cause, the National Road Safety Authority is advising the Ministry of Roads and Highways to remove all toll booths across the country if they have no use for them. The Acting Director General of the NRSA, Engineer David Osafo-Adonteng, says they hope this will reduce the number of car crashes around the abandoned structures.
In a situation where a driver is not compelled to stop or reduce his or her speed, the likelihood that he will hit a certain young man or woman sailing around in the vicinity of this facility is very high. Again, even those days when the facilities were being manned for the purpose of tolls and so on, we found a couple of vehicles running into them. Now, there's nothing compelling them to stop or slow down. We have to do two things. It's either if we find that it won't be of any use for the purpose that will benefit government and benefit the general public, then I think the first option is to get them out, to remove them.
Engineer Osafo-Adonteng says an alternative is to use the facility for other beneficial purposes.
We can also think about some alternatives. What to do to utilize public funds, that facility for a certain purpose. We know that a couple of weeks ago, there were some suggestions from, I think, road safety experts and others, that the police may even decide to use it for their post when it becomes necessary. Or, for example, the National Road Safety Authority, if it becomes necessary, that we should engage motorists in education and so on when there are campaigns. For example, the Stay Alive campaign that is running, we may want to use the facility to engage drivers.
However, motorists are rather calling for the tolls to be collected and the withdrawal of the electronic transfer levy.
They can find another strategy whereby they can still collect the toll without drivers paying it here. If they can try and get some idea from what I'm saying.
They can still take the money, because I think it is also good for the government. For instance, some of the roads that we are seeing that is maybe on a deplorable state. When they take the toll, it will be okay.
Mumfato numbra no munja tax no. Mumfato numbra no munja tax no. Na akufo do mbo modi no mbo Ghana because nema na odi tu ya adwin se obeya man no enkoye.
Tori de ase e wo ho no na nipa bebre nya adwuma ye otase o mo twa to nu ne mma o mo to and traffic mu na mo bebre nya adwuma ye by driver for na efi ho na boy nyese bia sika no a mo je no but ase efi ho na makwa no mu no udu tobuto ababia da e plane wo.
Meanwhile, the sector minister, Kwasi Amoako-Attah, says proposals have been put in place to transform the toll booths into washrooms.
We even want to refurbish all those toll booth structures to provide proper and decent washrooms, for instance, for the use by motorists, so that we advise them to desist from the practice that we see at times. You find out or you see cars stopping indiscriminately on the highway and people getting out wee as we usually say it. Urinating. You see men on the left, women on the right, or at times you see a man, a woman. It's all indecent.
So
It's not a good practice.
The National Road Safety Authority is calling on government to decommission the toll booths if they have no use for them, as they tend to cause accidents. However, motorists say they prefer the collection of tolls to the e-levy. For Citi News, my name is Inosafo.